Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another Monday Market, where we get to talk about last week in real estate. I'm your host, Connor Colshup from RE/MAX, and this week we're going to be talking about July 5th until July 13th, 2020. Now, we've got a bit of a longer video this week, but I hope you have the time to stick around, so let's jump into it. Now, this week we saw 30 new listings, 5 properties come back on the market, 7 price decreases. Once again, we saw 0 price increases. We also saw 18 properties become conditionally sold, and another 36 properties close out. And finally, we had 5 canceled listings. So we had a bit of a slower week compared to last week, but that being said, last week was absolutely insane. So by no means did we have a bad week this week. We are still seeing really great numbers here. Now this week, we got the official June stats released to us. So we have a lot of information to dive into. So we're going to keep it as general as we can, and this week we're going to look at the overall board stats to see how June treated kind of everybody. So everyone is still dealing with the pandemic, of course, so it would be a reasonable assumption that sales would be slower. However, that's not the case. Comparing June 2020 to June 2019, we saw a 37.7% increase in residential sales. Nearly a 40% increase. Now, if you've been watching this series every week, you would see that we've had consistently amazing numbers, back to back, over and over. So it does add up, but seeing that final number getting close to 40% was still absolutely wild. Now, thankfully, to bring us back to reality, on a whole year basis, when we're looking at everything, we're actually still down 2.4% overall. So what has happened here when we're analyzing everything is the market dipped really, really hard due to the pandemic. And now we've seen a resurgence of sales to help correct the market. So continuing with that thought, the average home price for the whole board is up 21.4% from last year, which hurts. But we know that's a really volatile number being affected by a lot of things. So jumping in and removing some of the outliers, we still see a 19.2% increase in the average sale price of homes. That's a lot. So overall inventory is down 29.5% from last year, 30%. So this is confirming what everybody already knows. We have a huge inventory problem, with new builds going up, but not nearly fast enough. And the whole market is rising because of this, from the absolute bottom tier to the total luxury builds. Everything is increasing. And I don't see this changing anytime soon until the municipalities take a completely different approach to building permits. The sad reality is some municipalities believe there is no inventory problem at all. And this is a mentality that we as a community need to help change, and quickly. So the last point we're going to touch on this week is the months of inventory. And as a reminder, the months of inventory is the rate that if sales continued at the same pace as they're going now, how long it would take for absolutely everything to sell out. So currently the board overall is sitting at 2.1 months of inventory, which is very, very fast. And this means that properties are likewise selling fast. So this would be because the low amount of inventory and the combination of that with all the buyers piling up because everyone was holding off near the start of the year due to all the chaos. So it might be a little bit too soon to call, but these are definitely signs that we are trending back towards the seller's market that we all know we've had for a really long time now. And that, my friends, has been your Monday Market. I know that was a lot of information in a short time span for you guys to digest. Likewise, there's a lot for me to try to prepare. And likely, you have some questions. So the best way to reach me is at 519-386-5745, or you can email me at connor@remax-lx.ca. I hope you guys are still staying safe out there. Thank you so much for spending your Mondays with me. And as always, I will see you next week.